Hola chicos, today we're going to discuss the relative pronouns in Spanish. So in English the most common relative pronouns are that, who, which, whom and whoever. In Spanish there are four sets of relative pronouns that are somewhat interchangeable, and remember, we are right now not going to deal with the things set in stone. It's going to be about beautiful style and beauty as much as correctness. So it's not completely, we're not going to deal with the things that you can 100% dominate with the rules. Part of it will be the practice and part of it will be your free choice as well. So in Spanish there are four sets of relative pronouns that are somewhat interchangeable: que, quién, el que, and el cual. And remember that the sets will be multiplied because in Spanish you have to deal with the gender and the number. Alright, so let's take a look. Relative pronouns. In Spanish they're called pronombres relativos. So let's pretend you have a friend, a wolf that has a motorcycle. And motorcycle in Spanish is la moto. Looks masculine, but it's feminine because it's short for motocicleta. And let's say you have a sentence here. El lobo que tiene una moto es flaco. The wolf that has a motorcycle is skinny. And you use que, and it is one of the Spanish relative pronouns. And then you have el lobo con quien trabajo es flaco. The wolf with whom I work is thin or skinny. And then you have that second relative pronoun, quien. It looks somewhat similar to the question word quien, but pay attention that it has no accent mark. It has no accent mark because it is a relative pronoun. And then you have the sentence: el lobo según el cual la vida es un sueño tiene una moto morada. The wolf, according to whom the life is just a dream, has a purple motorcycle. And in this case you have el cual, which is another relative pronoun in Spanish. So before we start, please remember that also in English there is an ambiguity between the relative pronouns whom and that. For example, the man that I know or the man whom I know. So the man who went there or the man that went there. So in Spanish there will be some level of ambiguity as well. So you have the relative pronoun que, and it is the most common and always preferred if you can use it. If there is nothing that contradicts the usage, I think it's the best one for using. In conversation it's by far the most common. In writing the usages of others are common as well, but this one is always the clearest one. Then you have quienes, and then quienes and quien, singular or plural, you use when you deal with people. When you deal with people you cannot use it for things. Recently there have been a change in Spanish, and now you can use it not only with persons, people, but also with the organizations, such as parties or organizations. Basically they consist of people, they have a collective will, they function as multiple people, but it's still, when you use them instead of people, it's still awkward in Spanish, even though it is acceptable usage, but it's awkward. So please know that when it is not individual people, it's better to use que than quien or quienes. You also use quien and quienes if there is a preposition that precedes a word. For example, con quien, with whom. If you remember the example here, el lobo con quien trabajo es flaco. The wolf with whom I work is skinny. Okay, and then you have these sets, and the reason that they look so numerous is because in Spanish there is gender and number. So el que la que, los que, las que. And then you have el, cual, you have la cual, you have los cuales, las cuales. So this one also has a number in here, while this one doesn't. So, and you will use them when there is a quantity, particular quantity, or when you need clarity, when the sentence is long and it's not clear to what or to whom you refer. And in this case, you will need to use these sets. So let's see examples. You have here some sentences. You have here the tree that grows in the patio is very tall. El árbol que crece en el patio es muy alto. In this case, it's clear que, because there is nothing to confuse the interlocutor, and you can just use que. Then you have los amigos con quienes juego al fútbol son simpáticos, with the accent mark. So the friends with whom I play football, they're nice. And in this case, you have preposition, and that's why you use the quienes in here. And then you use plural because amigos is a plural noun. So the next sentence is los amigos que juegan conmigo son simpáticos. In this case, you do not have a preposition, and that's why you use que again, because it's clear without quienes. Are you with me? All right. El amigo que te llamó vino a buscarte. The friend that called you, or the friend that had called you, came to pick you up. In this case, you don't need to clarify anything. The que is clear and there is no preposition, so you're using the relative pronoun que. The next one, la pequeña escuela que estaba cerca de la casa de Pedro en la cual conociste a ella era blanca. It's not a great sentence, confusing, it's wordy, but poetic license, so to speak. En la cual you need, so not to get confused. So la cual, it refers to the feminine noun, which is la escuela. You see that it's feminine noun, and just in case, to avoid the confusion, you're using en la cual, because in the sentence it makes it clear, and that's why you use that set of relative pronoun with the feminine singular referring to the noun that is feminine singular. Then you have hablamos con los estudiantes según los cuales no hay cambios. We spoke to the students according to whom there are no changes. If you use según according to, then you use los cuales. Why is it los cuales plural masculine? Because los estudiantes is a plural masculine noun. Okay? The next one is al caminar vi a las campesinas, algunas de las cuales me saludaron. Walking, I saw some farmers, some of whom said hello. So in this case you refer to the quantity. So in this case you refer to the particular quantity, and then it's a plural feminine, las campesinas. Campesinas is plural noun. I changed it so many times, forgot to change the article. Las campesinas, the farmers, some of whom said hello. So in this case you have feminine plural because this is the feminine plural. I hope that makes it clear, and I hope that relative pronouns are becoming a little bit clearer. The final clarity is impossible because the rules are actually changing and there is a certain degree of ambiguity. So let's just shoot for the approximation. If it is not clear, or if you think that I should re-record the lesson with different examples, let me know. I'll try to listen to your suggestions. Okay? Ciao, pescao.